Everyone, we'll get started. My name's Brent McAllister. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Northern Grampians Shire Council. I'll chair the meeting until the Mayor is elected as per the Local Government Act 2020. It's my great pleasure to declare the meeting open and to welcome you to the statutory meeting of the Council, which is the first meeting of the newly elected Council. The purpose of the meeting is 1. To administer the oath and affirmation of office for newly elected councillors. 2. To elect the Mayor for the Council. 3. To resolve whether the office of Deputy Mayor is to be established, and if so, to elect the Deputy Mayor. 4. To consider a number of other related matters. And 5. To make a number of presentations to the incoming Mayor, to the Mayor's spouse, as well as the outgoing Mayor and councillors, in recognition for their significant service to the Council and the community. Could you please stand for the affirmation? We recognise the traditional owners of the land. We are inspired by the early pioneers and by those who gave their lives for our country. We now ask God's blessing on our deliberations and on our commitment to build a better lifestyle and environment. Please be seated. I advise that this Council meeting is being recorded and live streamed to Council YouTube channel. The recording will be made available on Council's website. Whilst all care is taken to ensure that privacy is maintained, please be aware that your presence may be recorded. And if you have your mobile phone, if you can just switch it on to silent, thank you. We will now move to the agenda, item 3, which is apologies and requests for leave of absence. I call for apologies and leave of absence. Looks like we have everyone here, so we will move to the next agenda item, which is item 4, namely the taking of the oath or affirmation by the new elected councillors. I advise that under Section 30 of the Local Government Act 2020, that a person elected to be a councillor is not capable of acting as a councillor until the person has taken the oath or affirmation of office in the manner prescribed under the regulations and declared that they will abide and uphold the standards of the conduct set out in the new Model Councillor Code of Conduct. The oath or affirmation under the same section of the Act must be administered by the Chief Executive, dated and signed and recorded in the minutes. I will now call on each newly elected councillor in alphabetical order to come up and take the oath of affirmation.
I swear or promise by Almighty God that I will undertake the duties of the office of Councillor in the best interest of the municipal community. I will abide by the Model Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standard of the conduct set out by the Model Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorised and discretion vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act to the best of my skills and judgment.
Congratulations, Councillor.
Thank you, sir. Happy days.
Thank you. I call on Murray Emerson. Come up, please.
I swear or promise by Almighty God that I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor in the best interests of the municipality community. I will abide by the Model Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Model Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Doug.
Can I call up Jenny Greenberger?
I swear or promise by Almighty God that I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor in the best interests of the municipal community. I will abide by the Model Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Model Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations. Justine Hyde.
I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor in the best interests of the municipal community. I will abide by the Model Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out by the Model Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations. Thank you. Karen Hislop.
I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that I will undertake the duties of the Office of Councillor in the best interest of the municipal community. I will abide by the Model Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Model Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under Local Government Act 2020 and any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations. Karen Probst.
I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that I will undertake the duties of the Office of Councillor in the best interests of the municipal community. I will abide by the Model Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Model Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations. Good. If everyone here could join with me to congratulate our new council. Look, as CEO, I've got to say I'm thrilled that we now have an elected council on board. And on behalf of the senior management team and myself, we look forward to working in partnership with the new council over the next 4 years to see the Shire prosper in every sense of the word and to work together to deliver fantastic outcomes for our community. So we now move to item 5 on the agenda, which is the term of the Mayor. The term, before the Mayor is elected, the Council must resolve the term of the Mayor under Section 26 of the Local Government Act 2020. This can be for a 1 or 2 year term. Do I have a motion in respect of the term of the Mayor?
Chair, I move the motion that the mayoral term is for 1 term.
1 year.
1 year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for that, Councillor Blake. Do I have a seconder?
Yes, Mr Chairman, I second the motion.
Thank you, Councillor Emerson. Does the mover wish to speak, Councillor Blake?
No.
The seconder wish to speak?
No, Mr Chairman.
Okay. Any other council wish to speak? Not a lot of speaking tonight, but that's fine. Make a shorter meeting. So I'll put the motion. Those in favour of the mayoral term being 1 year, please raise their hand. Okay, thank you. That's unanimous and carried. Thank you. We'll move on to the office of the Deputy Mayor, which is item 6 on the agenda, namely whether to establish the office of Deputy Mayor. Unlike the Mayor, the office of Deputy Mayor is not mandatory. If the Council resolves to establish the office of Deputy Mayor, the newly elected Mayor will conduct the election in the same way that the Mayor is elected. Do I have a motion in respect of whether to establish the office of Deputy Mayor?
Chair, I move the motion. Council establish an office of Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Blake. Do I have a seconder?
Chair, I would like to second that motion.
Thank you, Councillor Greenberger. Councillor Blake, would you like to speak to your motion?
I'm pretty happy with the way it is, thank you.
Okay, no worries. Does the seconder wish to speak, Councillor Greenberger?
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay. Any other councillor wish to speak? Okay, this will be a quick meeting. You want to sum up, Councillor Blake?
No, I think we've covered everything. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'll put the motion to the meeting. Those in favour of the motion to establish the office of Deputy Mayor, please raise your hand. Okay, that's unanimous and carried. Thank you. Rightio. Now that we we'll move to agenda item 7. Namely the term of the Deputy Mayor. Given that the Council has just resolved to establish the office of Deputy Mayor, the term of the Deputy Mayor must now be resolved. The term of the Deputy Mayor is the same as the Mayor, can be for 1 or 2 years. Do I have a motion in respect of the term of the Deputy Mayor?
Yes, Chair, I would like to move that the Deputy Mayor be for 1 year.
Thank you, Councillor Greenberger. Do I have a seconder?
Yes, Chairman, I second that motion.
Thank you. Councillor Greenberger, do you wish to speak to your motion?
Yes, Chair, I would just like to say that when we discussed the office of Deputy Mayor, that we thought that it was valuable to have this position in order to plan for the future, and that the Deputy Mayor is able to learn the role of the Mayor and also to be able to offer some support to the Mayor in their role. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Councillor Hyde, would you like to speak to this motion?
Thank you, Chairman. I'm happy to second Councillor Greenberger's comments and in agreement with what's just been stated. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other council wish to speak to the motion? Doesn't look like it. And Councillor Greenberger, do you wish to sum up?
No, Chair, thank you.
Okay. Given that, I'll put the motion to the meeting. Those in favour of the Deputy Mayor position being for a 1 year term, please raise their hand. That's unanimous, and so the motion is carried. Thank you. We now move to the election of the Mayor, which is item 8 on the agenda. In accordance with the Local Government Act 2020 and the Council's governance rules, the nomination of a candidate for the office of Mayor must be moved and seconded by a councillor other than the nominee and accepted by the nominee. Where there is only one councillor as a candidate for Mayor, the meeting must declare the councillor to be duly elected Mayor. Where there are 2 or more nominations received, a vote must be taken and a councillor that receives the absolute majority of votes must be declared as the Mayor. This is done by a show of hands. I now call for nominations of the office of Mayor.
Yes, I nominate Karen Hislop for the position of Mayor for 24-25.
Thank you, councillor. Do I have a seconder?
Yes, I will second that motion that we nominate Karen Hislop for position of the Mayor.
Thank you, councillor Hyde. Councillor Hislop, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I accept the nomination.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations for Mayor? Doesn't look like it. So, given that there's only one nomination for the office of Mayor, as per the governance rules, I have the great pleasure of declaring Councillor Hislop the duly elected Mayor of the Northern Grampians Shire Council for the next 12 months for 24-25. Please join with me in congratulating Councillor Hislop. So, Councillor Hislop, I look forward to working with you, and I hand the meeting over, and I'd like you to say a few words if you wish.
So firstly, I'd like to thank my family and friends for all the support you have given me over the years. To everybody that is here tonight and all of you who are watching live stream on Council's website, thank you for your support. Secondly, thank you to my fellow councillors for your support tonight at this statutory meeting and electing me as your new Mayor. We have a great team here tonight, 4 fresh new faces and 2 of us with prior experience and knowledge. All of us with enthusiasm to be the best we can be for our amazing Shire and community, and we welcome the opportunity to lead the Northern Grampians Shire. The Northern Grampians Shire region offers a lifestyle that is hard to find anywhere else, with a median house price nearly a third of what you'll find in metropolitan Melbourne, Great Lakes, wineries, tourism, the Grampians, heritage buildings, strong businesses, and soon a fully operational underground physics laboratory. We have strong foundations to build on, and we will work hard to develop and enhance a Shire that has so much to offer. We will also focus on building strong relationships with state and federal government and stakeholders, community organisations and businesses to promote and strengthen, most importantly, to enable strong positive growth in all aspects of our Shire. Some of our key challenges that our Shires face with is lack of housing, renewable energy and Council's financial sustainability. I look forward to working with our incredible councillors, community, our executive team, our CEO, to advocate for and address some of our key challenges to ensure a happy, vibrant community and to ensure our Shire is financially sustainable now and into the future. Thank you. Okay, so I now will call for nominations for the office of Deputy Mayor. Nominations must be moved and seconded by a councillor other than the nominee and accepted by the nominee. So do we have any nominations?
Mayor, I nominate Councillor Justine Hyde as Deputy Mayor.
Mayor, I would like to second the nomination of Justine Hyde for the position of Deputy Mayor for 24-25 year. So I'll just ask if there are any other
nominations? No. So I will now confirm the acceptance of the nomination with Councillor Justine Hyde.
Thank you, Mayor. I will happily accept the position as Deputy Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, Jack Blake, you nominated, would you like to speak to the motion?
I think we've said enough, thank you.
Councillor Jenny Greenberger, would you like to speak to the motion?
Mayor, thank you.
Okay. Would anyone else like to speak to the motion? Okay, I'll now, given that there's only one nomination, Councillor Justine Hyde, as I'll announce, Deputy Mayor of the Northern Grampians Shire 2024-2025. So congratulations. I will now call for a motion to suspend standing orders to allow for a number of formal presentations.
Thank you. I'm happy to move a motion that we suspend standing orders while we go through the process of doing the presentations to the past and present council.
I second that.
Okay, do you have a show of hands? That's carried. Yep.
So the first presentation or official duty tonight is to hand over the mayoral chains to the incoming Lady Mayor. Thanks.
So I'll now just ask our newly elected councillors if anyone would like to just stand and speak briefly to the gallery. So we'll start with Councillor Greenberger. Would you like to speak?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'd like to take this opportunity to say a few words as a newly elected councillor. Thank you, Mayor, and congratulations on your appointment. I would like to begin by explaining that I am a student of history. I started my career as a secondary school teacher of history, and I majored in history at university. I believe that to acknowledge where we have come from enables us to provide context for where we are at present, and it helps us to build a platform to move forward into a positive and constructive future. I'm a strong supporter, for example, of acknowledging our First Nations people, as we did at the start of this evening, whenever we meet on country that was never ceded. It is with this in mind that I would like to begin by personally acknowledging those councillors who are not rejoining us in the chamber this term. I acknowledge the contributions made by Eddie Ostovich, Trevor Grady and Rob Haswell in their terms on council. I would like to make special mention of Kevin Irwin for his more than 20 years of service to Northern Grampians Shire and his lifetime of commitment to this community. And finally, I especially want to publicly acknowledge and thank Lauren Dempsey. If it were not for Lauren Dempsey, I would not be standing here this evening. In fact, if I could trade places with her right now, I would. That's not because I don't want to serve my community as a councillor. I certainly do. And I sincerely thank the voters who have put their faith in me by putting me here. But I believe that Lauren truly deserved another second term in a supportive council where she could have done so much more to realise her vision for our community. I've known Lauren since she was a teenager. She participated in a youth leadership program where she and her fellow young leaders developed a mental health awareness program, which they took into schools to help young people. I worked with Lauren when she was a project manager for Grampians Pyrenees Primary Care Partnership, now part of Ballarat Health. And again, a bit later, in my capacity as Chair of Store Community Garden, I co-developed a community education project with Lauren when she worked with the Stephanie Alexander Kitchen Garden program. Believe me, Lauren does have her community front and centre in all that she does. Her courage to stand up loud and proud for what she believes is right, to me, is inspirational. So my intention is to continue her legacy in council. Thanks to the efforts of Lauren and Karen and the wonderful contribution of Prue McAllister and the Women for Council Northern Grampians group, we now have a majority of women on council. We are no longer a fragile council. The government's term for councils that are dominated by males, which has traditionally been the case. And I do intend to bring a gendered lens to our deliberations in this chamber. I do intend to bring a gendered lens to my leadership role in the community as a councillor. And I will work tirelessly to create a society where all women and girls feel safe and are safe in their families, their workplaces and their communities. There are, of course, many other areas where I hope to make a positive contribution to the future health, well-being and livability of Northern Grampians Shire. Congratulations to my fellow councillors on being elected to serve our community. I am so very much looking forward to working with you all and the executive leadership team to achieve wonderful outcomes for the people of Northern Grampians Shire. And finally, thank you all for coming along this evening and for your ongoing support.
Thank you. I've come into this this world and I'm a fish out of water, really. But one thing I will say is I think we've got to take a lot of positives out of the last council that was in, and they've done a fantastic job. There's no two ways about that. I think moving forward, we've got to forget about what happened and forgive and forget the past, because bringing up history that's negative will not help us move forward. And I appreciate what everyone's been through, and everyone's been affected by the last term and all of that. But I think the only way to move forward is, as a team, move forward. That whole idea of gender and all of that, it's out the window. I'm really concentrating on us as a team to move forward. There's not them and us anymore. There's no, I think everyone in this room has actually had enough and I'll be guilty or thrown out of here for saying that the two groups that have divided this council in the past, it's gone, let it go. What we really need to do is team up, right, and forget about the negative stuff. And I'm sorry if it looks like that, but I really want to thank the past councillors. They've done a brilliant job, and I think by looking at the negatives of what happens, we are losing focus of what everybody done that was fantastic out of the last lot of councillors and mayor and all of that. We've got to thank them for the condition that it's been in, that we've been handed, and I really appreciate everything. Like Trev, my mentor, my friend. So thank you very much, and I'll just sit down here and just think about things for a while. Thank you very much.
I just wanted to thanks. Let's start again. I just want to thank my family, most of all, firstly, for being my strongest supporters, and the community as well for being right there behind me in the whole process of nominations and running for council. During that process, I have learnt probably way more than I actually expected. And from that, I feel very privileged and grateful to be standing here today, knowing from what I have gained already in a very short time, what a positive and wonderful impact we can have moving forward as a future in this community. I am very appreciative of the team that we have. I look forward to working with the new and existing councillors and, of course, the CEO, Brent, and our executive team and the rest of the Northern Grampians Shire. And thank you very much for coming this evening.
Thank you. Well, I acknowledge everybody else who has spoken about the direction of the council and what they think they're going to put into it. The bottom line for this council is we've got a lot of work to do. We've got to start doing that work. We've got to start doing it now. There's some very big challenges and we've got to get our butts into gear and make sure we address those challenges. Thanks.
Well, like Jack, I feel like a bit of a fish out of water because I'm from that other place on the north end of town and probably very few of you know who I am. Karen Probst. I've lived in St Arnaud over half my life. I'm a local solicitor there, self-employed, employ a few people, been involved in the community for all the years that I've been there because that's what I really love. I love being in a community, getting my fingers into the groups that are there and doing what I can to make life better for those around me. I'm really excited to be on council. I'm excited about, and I hate using jargon, but about the big picture stuff. So I like thinking outside the square, thinking of different ways we can do things, and I'm really excited about that. We're going to have a very big learning curve. It's slightly daunting, but I'm actually really excited about the thought of that. But also too, I love doing little tweaks of things, like changes don't have to be big, it can be little tweaks. And one of my I've got 2 hobby horses, which I use a lot in my work. My job is to make difficult concepts easy for people to understand. So I like using little words. I use smaller words than my 8-year-old son used to use. Anyway, so little tweaks just in communication and involving people as much as we can in the decisions that we make. So if you feel like we're not doing that, give us a bit of a kick and a hoy and make sure that's what we do, because actually when we were nominating, one of the questions we were asked was, have you read the council plan? And I thought, I don't want to say no, so I better go read it. And I discovered in there there's lots of things that the council is doing, and there's lots of reports and consulting and things that they're doing that we just don't know about. So to me, one of the biggest issues is just the way we communicate, because basically society and governments do that pretty badly. And that is my hobby horse. So welcome. I look forward to getting to know you all.
Hey, I'd like to say thank you to my fellow councillors, some very wise words, and thank you all for sharing. So I'll go on to our next item. I would just like to acknowledge the former Mayor, Rob Hassel, who is unable to attend this evening's event due to a prior engagement. So Rob joined Northern Grampians Shire Council in 2016 and served as a council member for 2 terms and was Mayor for the past 12 months. Rob should be incredibly proud of all that he has accomplished during his time in office, and we thank him for all his hard work and dedication. As a token of esteem and thanks as a memento of his year in office, the gavel and bass presented to him at the start of his mayoral term for 2023-24 were given to him as a personal keepsake. In addition to the gavel and bass, a small token of gratitude for his service to the Shire will also be presented to Rob at a later date. So thank you to Rob. So show of hands, thank you. Now I'll just ask Jenny Greenberger, who will present to Colin Heslop.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. It is my privilege to present a gift to Karen's husband, Colin Heslop, to recognise the esteem in which the position of the Mayor's partner is held, and in recognition of the support that has been given and will be forthcoming for the Mayor over the next term.
Okay, I won't argue with that. Councillor Murray Emerson will present to Kevin Irwin.
Thank you very much. Kevin, if you'd come forward, if you wouldn't mind. I feel in a rather strange place because I've always thought in my term in council I'd be probably receiving something from Kevin after my finishing terms, but it's gone the other way. Kevin Irwin's had 21 years representing and supporting this community, but not just this community. Kevin has supported numerous communities throughout the state. Won some wonderful awards for his longevity through the MAV, Rural Councils Victoria, and other prestigious awards that local government provide to people who give outstanding service. Very sorry that I won't be working with you, Kevin, in the next 4 years, but I'll be certainly at your doorstep or on the phone seeking some advice to you from time to time. Congratulations on your 21 years. It may be not over yet.
Back to you, Nick. Thanks very much for those very kind words. It is indeed a pleasure to have been part of this council for nearly 22 years, over 21 years. It's been a real honour. There's been a lot of change. I was trying to think back to where it all started. And that was getting a new bridge into Halls Gap, which going back a bit now, I think it's been painted ever since. But things like the Swans project, the Stormwater and Natural Solutions. I think when I first got on the house, a dog only had to pee on a pile up in the main street and half the town was flooded. So there's been substantial work done in that area. Setting up Grampians tourism. We spent a lot of money on tourism before that, and now it's gone through that organisation, it's grown, and I think it's been a great investment for the community. Housing was mentioned. We've got housing started. It's taken a while, but it's underway, and it's wonderful to see a number of new houses going up in, what's it called, Fringe Lily Estate. Supple, going back to 2013 when it all started off. It's not finished yet, but it's well underway and will be a great project. I just hope the new council support the UNESCO bid. I think that'll be a great thing for the future of Stawell, and that interpretive centre, if it gets going at the old TAFE College, that'll be another great thing and a real tourist attraction. So hopefully you'll be able to support those things. The vein of my life is the Western Highway, half-built road, not a twig moved in the last 5 years. So maybe that'll get picked up one day. I mightn't see it, but anyway. Finally, to the wonderful staff and friends I've met over the years, the 8 or 9 CEOs, it's been wonderful, and a lot of those people have called me over the last few days and wished their best wishes, so really grateful for that. Finally, to my wife, to my daughters, to my 5 granddaughters, thanks very much for your support for a long time. Thank you.
Now Councillor Jack Blake will present Trevor Grady.
Trevor, my mentor. I love Trev and I love everything he stands for. I was out at Trevor and Bimbo's place the other day, and they're just as passionate about the community as they've always been. I kind of set out with this journey in mind by doing it side by side with you, Trev. And when I got the news, it was bittersweet, and I didn't really know how I was going to run without you. But I know that after talking to you a fair bit on the phone the other day and knowing that you're both very passionate still about the community, I'll definitely be annoying the hell out of you a fair bit lately, a bit more, you know. So I've got nothing much more to say, but you know how I feel. You know.
Thanks, Jack, for those kind words and what you've said. And congratulations to all new candidates. And thanks for all the people I worked with in the last 4 years and the fellow councillors I was with. And to Brett and his staff, they've been amazing. Worked with a lot of the staff in Town Hall, and they've done such a great job looking after me, because I had plenty of questions and a lot of things I had to fix, and there was just a few who really, I worked with everyone, but there were some special ones. That was Mary Scully that just helped me out, unbelievable, through a lot of the problems. Kerry Gibson, just, if I had any hassles, I could just ring Kerry as well. Vaughan was me man at times on the computer. Trenton Fiddle, he was the bloke. If I come out of a meeting to somewhere in one of the committees I was on, Halls, Gabba, Great Western, sit down with Trenton, we'd try and flog everything out and sort it out before I went back. Lauren Homden for everything she's done for me, and and just thank. I just had a good time in the 4 years, and I think we got a lot done, a hell of a lot done, and it was good to see what was done in those 4 years, and just hope the new, I know the new council will keep it all ticking over, and especially I'd thank Murray too for. If it wasn't for Murray in that first 12 months, mate, I wouldn't have lasted any. I was gone, I'll tell you. So, but to all the new people, just hook on to the people that have got some experience, and it should go really well. No worry. Thank you.
Now, Councillor Karen Probst will present to Eddie Ostasevic.
Well, to my fellow Northerner, it's very sad, Eddie, that we won't be traversing the roads together. But I would like to thank you for the 3.5 years, I read, that you've spent on the council, and for your work promoting the northern end of the Shire, and particularly for your work at Teddington Reservoir. And hopefully we can continue the push and still have some water for when we go camping there. Would be brilliant. I'm sure Diane and Claire will love to have you at home a little bit more, maybe. We can't escape to the Royal anymore, but anyway. Thank you very much for your time, and you may get some phone calls from me if I need to offload and seek some advice. I would like to make the presentation to you now.
Hello folks, congratulations on the election of our new council, well done. You'll learn to rely heavily on your senior executive team, Brent, Vaughan, Trent and Justine. they will be your rocks to guide you through the shallows of a shark-infested world.
Nice.
Enjoy,
We want the eyes.
enjoy. To our Carra Ward councillors, Murray and Karen, keep flying that flag. We do exist beyond Stawell, and I'm really pleased to see that we've got some great candidates some great councillors now to drive forward. You will have tremendous support from the council officers. Thank you, Lauren. And by the way, remember that the power rests with Lauren because she controls the media. And same with Kerry. But there are a number of staff that provide services to councillors and to the community. I'm sure you'll make yourself known to them. And remember, here's your gateway through to operations. I look forward to seeing what the collective mindset is going to deliver from strategic points of view for the Shire. Welcome them all. So thank you. Thanks for that. For the time.
Now, Councillor Justine Hyde will present to Lauren Dempsey.
Lauren. Well, for those of you who are not aware, Lauren has served a 4-year term with the Northern Grampians Shire. And during that time, she was very committed to making a difference in enhancing the health and well-being of everybody's lives in this entire Shire. I've only known Lauren a fairly short time, but in that time, her passion was very evident in the conversations that we had, and she was quite inspiring as well, giving me lots of pointers and information and guiding me in the decision-making process, firstly to run for council and during the whole nominations process. So from a personal point of view, I very much appreciate the time you gave me, and from speaking to lots of fellow community members, I can definitely see that you impacted the broader community with your passion. And if you would like to please come forward as I present your gift. If you would like to say any words, please.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you to the community for being able to serve you for the last 4 years, and to the executive team and everything I've learned from you all, as well as my fellow councillors on time on council. It's been no surprise, it's been a tumultuous 4 years for me in particularly, and I'm really proud of being able to make significant change to call out behaviour when I see it, and try and look at focusing on positives and what's best for our community. So whilst I hadn't been able to make enough change for what the community were asking for due to a series of blockers, I have made